we will probably see a switch up. Wait, they're just gonna pop it?
They just have to get all three out. Given that there's a mercenary who can body block for the team, that's actually pretty good. Plus the antiquarian here, that's really, really good. Oh my god. And they're going to be able to
Wait, antiquarian goes down!
Antiquarian?
Wait, antiquarian can't crawl out! She can't crawl out! Oh my god, and he's gonna make the lawyer leave too. Actually, he doesn't technically have to leave.
I'd watch before they get hit, so that they can get out of the gate.
The abuse! Leave this hunter alone!
Oh my
Really?
goodness.
3 hits? It's just brutal. Wait, is this a loss? Wait, did they just lose?
It might very well be. Oh my
Imagine
god.
that was a pound stun. Imagine that was a pound stun. Oh my god. They're actually gonna lose this.
And the staircase, very, very good. You always love to see those stuns. Oh,
But a lucky purple skull at the right time led to a hit. That's what the exploit likes to see. Yes.
Well, less, this time not as good as the one upstairs, but still pretty good. And immediately going for the blink hit on the prospector, just not letting him get any room to breathe. You are going to go down as soon as possible, and I am going to camp you. That's what A11 said.
Considering this prospector is almost halfway, with 3 servers remaining, so we'll probably get this high. Already a good start. Did he just hit the chair? No, he hit the person. My bad.
Oh,
is that a purple soul?
That was a beautiful soul. That was really well executed.
Maybe he'll go for a terror shock here? No, he did not get it.
Tried to go for the terror shock, but unfortunately did not get it. And prospector using his speed boost there from the blocker to try and get away, and going to be trying to. Yeah, not getting it, and going to be flywheeling away, and then getting hit.
Aids and killing him. Does he have to soul on him? He will, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh,
with the slowdown combined.
With the slowdown combined, and getting a hit on the lawyer, and getting another basic attack on the mercenary. It seems that the cipher is primed, and the mercenary is going to be going down near, getting borrowed time activated near the hospital. However, Axboy does have his blink up. Remember that. And oh my god, a beautiful snipe with the purple snow on the mercenary.
So to the other game is even better games, because then they're like, well, I'm not going to survive anyway if it goes to the other game, so let's just keep hiding. And so that's what they kept doing. So we're gonna go down here. He is present. Still, dying in the corner. She can't really protect herself here. But she has this window. That was close. Yeah, so she's gonna be. It's tough though, because she has to run all the way over here, and she missed. They're gonna need to get this lawyer out of this cipher at bare minimum. 3 minutes 39 seconds into the match, and we're already down to the last 2 ciphers. Almost.
This is
like
it's crazy. It's crazy, yeah, because it's like. Okay, well now the Weeping Clown is in for the support, as you can see. And
save for the Aquarian. Goes down to the lawyer. The film is glitching out.
But using the blink.
The lawyer survives. Oh my goodness. Well, he should have been dead here, but he's alive because of his swings. Does he stop the ball? Wow. What? Did you see what he did there? With the wind?
That was really, really cool. He stopped the lawyer from vaulting by using the hit and trying to go for the terror shot on the Clown, but instead getting a regular hit. And just the lawyer just keeps on looping him in his area. Antiquarian using his herself heal. It seems that now they're just trying to stall as long as possible for this lawyer while the mercenary is coding. I'm not sure what his progress is.
We're on a clock here.
Yeah.
With the sniper, 76%.
Counted this as chasing a survivor, so by trying to look at the ground and trying to avoid triggering the game's definition of chasing a survivor, you can get the persona more, and it's my god!
No way! That's the clutch blink hit! Wow, so that blink hit is going to bring back this entire game for Doom. The whole idea of getting a good chase is now out the window, and indeed, there's a lot of support going on here. Now, technically, Acrobat was on the rescue, so he can just keep doing the cipher. He did his job. That purple soul is gonna be huge, though. It's lucky sometimes. On top of that, you have some skill. So, oh my goodness, wow, that was a basic hit from Hal.
that was really well played by him, and probably would have gotten him at least the draw here. And
No way!
Oh my goodness, getting
No way, the
double hit.
flywheel! Just a millisecond too late. Yes. Sorry to cut you off, BK boy. No.
To get that purple soul on the toy merchant and faking out the flywheel as well and getting the regular hit. Unfortunately, not being able to get the and unfortunately not being able to.
Do we get the hit here? Yes, we do get the hit here. But he could very well much do that. Depends how much this last cipher is at. But if this last cipher, ooh, but this slowdown from the full presence. Oh no, but the pain from the anti-crane is gonna save her. Okay, but now she has nothing for the soul.
He is going to be pulling the comeback back from FH. So getting
the you were right.
Yes, getting the 2 hit is going to be
that counts?
That does count, Psyche.
That's a catapult. Okay, it's gonna reach the window, which is very solid.
But yeah, the blink is gonna be up in any second now. But popping that second watch, trying to buy as much time as possible. But oh my good god, that was a really pretty looking blink hit. That was very well done by the hunter, and unfortunate for the first officer.
Definitely, they have a lot of ciphers here. But the problem is they're also spread out, and there's not enough progress in specifically one, and Wheel does such a good job when it's just spread out past. And if we get a good rescue regardless, then he can rescue, no doubt about it. But does he kill first officer? He does! Wow, that saves so much time.
Map control as he can, because he knows that he's going to struggle a lot with the map control in the end. So now getting the first officer rescued. Oh, and able trap! A really good trap actually, getting the trap first officer.
Hello everyone and welcome back to more IVA, and I am Invisible Jong. Joined by me is my lovely partner Kuroshiro. So Kuroshiro, how are you feeling now?
Overall, game 2 was very thrilling, let's say, but we're gonna move on towards our match 3 now of today. We're gonna be having FT versus WMK, if I'm not wrong. FT being the first loser of our match 1 today, and then WMK being the loser of the match 1, was it from yesterday, John, if I recall correctly?
Yeah, it was the first match, yeah.
But like overall for this one, right, the lower brackets will be eliminated, wouldn't it, John? So this is quite, we need to be very careful here from both teams.
Yeah, we were talking earlier that's like earlier all the matches today, they were like part of the winners bracket thing, but now that they've lost, we are now in the losers bracket. So this is indeed a do or die situation for every team here, because if they lose, then there's no more tomorrow, and their run of IVA will end right here and now, Kuro.
Yeah, but moving on, we're going to be able to see Futures roster here. We're going to have Kuga, Bearboy, Catgirl, AHT, I Love Coriander, and then Shadow coming from Future side. We have seen Kuga doing really well with.
Yes, indeed. Like, I'm pretty sure for those of you who were here earlier in the stream, they watched how Kuga was like having a lot of pressure and they must get a 4-man elimination and pulled it off. So over here, we're also going to be having WMK, where the hunters are Doom and 7, and the survivors are Dream, Serpix, Replacement, I Love Coriander, and Cat. And for those of you who watched yesterday, like we've seen Doom hunting, but I've heard that they've got a different hunter today, as it is not going to be Doom, but 7 is going to be the hunter for WMK.
And it does seem like from WMK's roster size, well, roster-wise, it seems like they want to come out with another that has never been played before. So they kind of want to come out with a little bit of a surprise here for FT. So we're kind of going into the unknown here, but FT most likely will be drafting against Opera Singer here. But if it doesn't come out as an Opera Singer, it may end up as a really bad game for the survivors FT side.
Yeah, like I agree with you. Like during one of our practices, we ended up seeing like a comp that's made for to be anti Opera Singer. Then the survivor decides to, or rather the hunter decides to pull out a Dream Witch instead, just to surprise the survivors with the anti Opera team comp, and it ends up working. So while Opera Singer is indeed more favorable for BO1 in this meta, we definitely should not count any other hunters out.
Yeah, also on that part as well, the Dream Witch, the Opera, there's just so many things going on in the backgrounds right now. Even after Opera's nerf, we're seeing Opera doing so well against so many other hunters. Not other hunters, sorry, other survivors. And even as the Opera main, we never see Seer getting banned once.
Yeah, like actually this is actually one thing I really want to talk about. Throughout today, we never really seen Seer being selected or picked that often. I mean, there are a couple of games I saw where the Seer got banned, but not that frequent comparing to before, and especially not being selected even is not banned. Like I reckon the nerf, which we all know now, whenever the hunter hits the Seer's teammates, then the attack recovery will be increased by 30%. So I presume that nerf definitely did a number towards the Seer.
Yeah, Seer has received quite a number of nerfs. First one being 15-second owl time to 8 seconds, and then now it's going to be a 30-second extra attack recovery speed. But knowing on that side as well, it's more price to this as well, like how in the current day meta we have, you know, Opera Singer, Dream Witch, we have Night Watch, Wax Artist. Like a lot of fast speed chase hunters now are coming out towards the meta more. Geisha as well could be one of the prime examples from IVL, but like, you know, not choosing Seer, and you know, even after that nerf, like it seems like it's not a lot, but for our competitive tourney wise, it's not being chosen at all. Even if you can recycle a Seer, that's not going to get permabanned.
Yeah, like I really think this is just proves how the last balance change definitely is going to come into play, because first of all we saw Seer not fallen out but not as prioritized as now, and secondly we also seen the mercenary not being as prioritized due to the nerf he received, where 15-second delay damage goes into 8, so that also came into play here. And also Kura nerf and just a couple of more minor changes, but these three are going to be the most that we are going to see out of.
Yeah, but there also is Cheerleader. You know, we have seen Cheerleader today. We most likely saw Cheerleader yesterday. But like, as of now, with the whole Cheerleader meta, we've only seen Cheerleader being first chase. We actually haven't really seen Cheerleader, you know, on the side supporting, trying to give that 28 stacks for that tide turner time as well. So for this matchup, for FT versus WMK, I say for us right now, what matters to us right now is to actually, we want to see Cheerleader, right? Because you know, it shows the trails, it shows maybe is she good or is she bad for our tourney plays right now, but also at the same time we could kind of judge it off base, you know, learning from the current teams, learning from, you know, teams that practice, the pros here, the veterans here, the early gamers here, that, you know, what kind of strategies they will make around Cheerleader and what kind of, you know, playstyle they will go, what kind of team comp they will go with a Cheerleader as well. But overall, for now, Cheerleader being first chase, it does seem like her solo containment is really strong.
Yeah, I mean, her solo containment is pretty strong, which is one of the reasons why we are seeing her occasionally. But I would imagine that one reason that we aren't seeing her more frequent as of now is because the Cheerleader requires like the whole team to build around her, because her canceling cooldown only works with certain survivors. For certain survivors it works very well, and for certain survivors it doesn't. For example, like the mercenary with 3-second cooldown, or the survivors who have limited items, because the Cheerleader cannot replenish items. So if you're gonna pick her, then you must build a team comp around her.
Yeah, with that on the note as well, we are going to be moving on towards our map pick phase here. It seems like our map is Ever Sleeping Town. For Ever Sleeping Town, having Zevon coming out from WMK's Hunter side first, and then FT Survivors coming out, I say for FT Survivor, it's probably better to counter this Sandria with the ban picks here, because even if you don't know who Zevon plays, we still have to be very careful, because all the other hunters, yes, we have experience playing against them, but not so much when it comes to Sandria, the opera singer here.
Yep. Yeah, and one thing to note is that from what we know, that Zevon is mainly a bonbon main, but even so, there is no harm into preventing an opera singer, because like imagine if they pick a bonbon anti-comp and then Seven pulls out an opera singer out of nowhere, then this would be a shock. So Future here will have to think very carefully, like sit down, relax, and think very carefully on how they would want to play this out. Like what team comp they're going to be chosen, because if it's going to be an opera singer, then they are ideally want to pick the seer, or not the seer, the lawyer, the gardener, the magician, just as standard picks that we have been seeing that against an opera.
Yeah, and just to follow up on those standard picks as well, John may have said that they're standard picks, but you know, they are still really good picks against an opera singer as well. Lawyer being a character that can locate the opera singer at all times, while distance, hide away. We're seeing early game opportunities for an opera singer, meaning that she doesn't really have that mid to end game aggressiveness play, in which we just basically run around the map and then non-stop cherrying and hitting down survivors, doing damage dealing and such. But with the first two survivor bans here, it seems like we're going to go with a priestess cheerleader alongside with a female dancer and a magician pick.
So first of all, let me talk about what do I think, because the cheerleader is a pretty like standard nowadays, or not standard, but a pretty strong character after she's been released. Like, she's very strong on her own, as we talked about, so no surprise in seeing being banned. And female dancer magician, I can really just imagine it's just a attempt to counter the opera singer, because magician wants, and the female dancer's boxes can give the opera singer a relatively harder time.
Yeah, but it seems like we're gonna go with a Mercy ban alongside following up with an Antiquarian, but for Panda here choosing our first officer, then Shadow with a Lucky Guy again. This is very similar to yesterday's game, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely having some deja vus here, but Lucky Guy being selected, I guess I'm surprised and not surprised at the same time, because we did see some teams pull out the Lucky Guy and it did work in their favor. Especially like earlier in the preliminaries, I saw there was a match where a team utilized the coordinator and Lucky Guy and with the dual flare gun, and they were able to pull off some pretty insane moves with it. So Lucky Guy in this meta, it should be a surprise and not a surprise at the same time.
But then if we look at this team comp as well, every survivors, they have items that can be consumed, but also at the same time they can up items from chest. So with this type of team comp here as well, even after everyone uses up their items, compared to maybe a let's say cheerleader and a priestess, after using your items you wait for it to regen, we can just look for items in chest, or we can get Lucky Guy to print an item here against an opera singer, just so we can have a little bit of a better rebound fight and maybe a gunpoint towards opera singer's head. Yeah,
smash a flare gun into the opera singer's face. We have seen this throughout, but there is one easier way to counter or remove the whole root cause, is by targeting the Lucky Guy itself. So it will really depend on where exactly did the Lucky Guy spawn in the map, because if it's very close, then there is a certain amount of possibility the Lucky Guy will get chased without a chance to really open up chest. Oh.
Yeah, but it's a hermit, John. Okay, it's a hermit. It's not bad, John. It's not bad, because with this team combo as well, a hermit, you don't really get countered by a hermit. Well, I mean, hermit doesn't get countered by this team comp as much compared to an opera singer. Yeah, it doesn't. And if we decide to bring instance here, there's a huge chance that it may actually end up as a teleportation. It depends on whether we link up early game or not. If we don't link up early game, it's probably gonna be a blink. But if we do link up early game, we're gonna go play full map control, and WNK, it seems like they're hungry for more than a tie here for match 1.
Yeah, hermit is actually more of like high risk, high reward character. Has a possibility for a 3 to 4k, but if not played right, the sheer damage will actually bite them back. So this is definitely something we should be considering, and we are going to be seeing the spawn selections here, and a relatively interesting spawn with a sort of like an L-shaped or an L-shaped or a Z-shaped spawn here. So, and the hermit spawning next to the first officer. So what do you think is going to happen now? Like, would the officer be the target here, or would it be a fake out?
It'll probably end up as a fake out here, John, because if we see here, right, Lucky Guy is at a very bad position, and even though it's a nice area to cut corners relatively fast, you're not able to get items, you're kind of forced to rotate, and let's just say, right, even if we do waste a little bit of time to look for the Lucky Guy, it's really just 2 Miracle Orbs won't blink down immediately, and then Lucky Guy with no items remaining on his hands, there's a less likely of a possibility to rebound Kai here from the survivor side.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. The Lucky Guy in theory would be a better target. Just one thing that us audience should note is that the first officer also does not work that well against a Hermit because you can get stunned out of the watch midway, so this is something we should be looking out. Meanwhile, the female dancer and the magician are just hovering around, but I can see the female dancer potentially setting up boxes to assist the first officer or Lucky Guy, whoever gets chased.
Yeah, but we just have to be very careful here as well, female dancer side, not getting too caught out if we compare it with yesterday's games in which the Lucky Guy was caught out trying to find items from Magician. But overall for this team comp, it's still quite favorable to Hermit, John. It is still quite favorable to Hermit, so if the survivors don't play this right, Hermit more or less will get the upper hand against this team.
Yep, so we're gonna be heading in the game in a second, and once again, for all of you who are new, make sure to cheer for the team you're rooting for, whether it's Future or WMK. And I'm your caster, Invisible John. Joined by me is my co-caster, the one and only Kuroshiro, and we're heading in the game. But Seven here choosing to instantly connect the ciphers, making sure that he has a field control on the game and the decoding speed. And will be marching his way towards the center, where Adi is already near the vicinity, the first officer, but Seven is not going to be like spending his time, and is going to be busting these music boxes that the female dancer set up here, Kuro.
Yeah, early game with the music boxes destruction here. Our Hunter's persona trait, it was an max power breaking instance detention, and it's gonna be followed by a blink, but with first officer here having a red miracle orb immediately, if we land this blue here, we could potentially get an instant down sooner or later, but it does seem like everyone is going to slowly but surely get polarity on themselves just for a better, kiting potential here against the Hermit.
And Seven will be making his way towards Spare Boy's Lucky Guy, who is going to be the key factor or one of the key survivors in this team because of his dual items. And Seven not having a perfect opportunity to go for the stun is forced to break the pallet, which is going to be allowing the Lucky Guy to transition out with the help of his broken windows. You can actually see that the Lucky Guy has a massive distance away from the Hermit, as the Hermit can't really do much and trying to mind game the Lucky Guy, who is very calm and composed and did not fall for it, but there is one clear on stunning chance. But the elbow pad is going to come into play here, and Seven is going to have a clear stun, and there goes the first hit, Kuro.
Yeah, even with this first hit here, that's not enough damage. We need at least a few more polarity orbs on towards this Lucky Guy. But even if we do manage to put a blue one on towards the Lucky Guy, there's 2 survivors out there who can change. And we have 1 magician already decoding a cipher machine. It seems like we're going to come out with a little bit of a early polarity change and an immediate officer's watcher. The only reason why we early polarity change is so we can use it a little bit earlier again later. Because, you might use it now rather than later when you know what's going to happen. You know that Hermit's gonna put a blue on the Lucky Guy.
Yep, but alright, so we'll have to see how this plays out. The Lucky Guy still juking around with relatively healthy and goes for and gets a terror shock, and that is a very huge move there because the Lucky Guy wouldn't have gone down with one hit without that. A very decisive and daring move from Seven that had a huge effect onto the game.
Lucky Guy has no items here remaining anymore, but it does seem like we're going to be linking up the cipher machines once again, linking up towards the cipher machine that wasn't being decoded at the S palette, but AHD here holding on towards his pocket watch. He needs to be a little bit careful here on not rescuing too late, because if he does, then he may just get stuck. We're able to get at least a normal rescue here after the pocket watch, but there's maybe a double down. It's not, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully for the survivors, it wasn't a double down, and now he'll be chasing the Lucky Guy who uses a blue charge. There is the female dancer able to tank for it, so for a second stun there, not being able to do so.
Hey.
God! There goes the Master Tram. I think I've lost my picture for a second, but the Tram is the real hunter of this game, Kuro. He's the real hunter.
Yeah, we always need to make sure you look both your left and right when crossing the road there. So that's gonna be a lesson there given by the Lucky guy. Lucky still does have red, but we have 4 survivors here on red, so Lucky should be able to tank at least one more hit with a cipher machine progress here. It's almost 4 cipher machines. So even after the next hit, John, it seems like the cipher actually may be primed.
Yeah, actually, the Cypher Progress is looking healthy, but how long can this Lucky guy last though? Because this Lucky guy is very dangerous in health, and there's not any survivors that can tank for him. 7 is having his full ice capacitated, while Lucky guy will be playing around this one pallet, just wanting to buy as much time as possible because every second matters. As the survivors are rushing to prime the last Cypher, but no, down goes the Lucky guy. Unfortunately, the Cypher was 20% too short, Kuro, and the Lucky guy is sent back to the manor.
Yeah. Well. I think could we rescue Lucky guy one more? Was that after half or before half? No, that was before half rescue. They managed to rescue before half.
Yeah.
But like during the first rescue as well, like we got confused because First Officer
Yeah.
did use the pocket watch again, which there was an animation, and we thought, oh no, this could either be a double den or after half rescue. We do see Echo coming in once again. Everyone's still maintaining not too good of a health bar, but still alive and going. And Lucky guy here on towards blue. We could potentially touch a cipher machine here and then change to blue immediately so we can help Lucky guy tank at hit. This doesn't seem like we'll be doing that.
Yeah, actually, right now the survivors are just waiting for the Lucky guy to get hit. No one has the polarities onto them currently, so it's really just the Lucky guy just going to be cutting around. The survivors are making sure that they have a survivor at gates to making sure they're going to be setting up for a free man escape. The Lucky guy is just going to be juking around wanting to drag all the time, and Hermit will have to sit down and think when is the perfect time to hit, which is now. Goes for the hit, and the pop is in play, and we are approaching endgame here. Current goes for the blink, and the Lucky guy is going to be sent back to the manor early into the tension, so don't count 7 out yet, as this is not necessarily a free escape.
Yeah, the X-Gate were just linked, so it's a little bit slow right now, but seeing that both X-Gates are currently being opened, it is going to be open with no teleport here as well. Zevin sadly not being able to make it on time here. We'll be seeing a 3-man escape coming out from FT survivors.
Wow, what a way to start, because FT lost earlier today, as we recall, but we can see that they did not leave the loss earlier today affect them too much, and they're like, well, we lost earlier today, but we are going to be gathering up and using that information and that momentum to make ourselves better this day, as we're going to be seeing the statistics, and the Lucky guy with 182-second containment time, Kuro.
Yeah, that is way too long for a Hermit to be chasing after a Lucky guy, especially when if you manage to decode 3 cipher machine when it's linked, then the cipher machine would probably be at 50% on the last 2 ciphers already. So with a Lucky guy, they're very nice early game containment. But of course, we have to applaud his teammates as well with the polarity changes to achieve this, brilliant containment time.
Yep, yeah, that's definitely true, because the survivors all make sure that the Lucky guy will not go down easily, and always make sure that the Lucky guy can tank 2 more hits. So we should applaud the team effort as a whole in calculating the damages and the split second calculation on knowing who swapped. It was a very good and a collective effort on the survivors' end.
Yeah, but we also have to applaud Zevin as well with that blink prediction when Lucky Guy vaulted for that immediate terror shock as well. Even though that was brilliant, right? For Zevin there himself, he can't really just disconnect the cipher machines and then hit First Officer and then try get Lucky Guy down within 20-second tight turn time, because by the time that First Officer actually came into rescue, the cipher machines, because of the early game containment as well, it's around 3 to 4 cipher machines done. So for Zevin there, he couldn't really risk it himself.
Yeah, overall, I believe it's really just the early game containment time was dragged out too long, which is definitely unfortunate for WMKs. And yep, here's the scoreboard for everyone who is new. The FT survivor has managed to achieve a free escape, meaning that they're ahead 3-1, and the pressure is now on WMK survivor to do the same, because if they don't do so, then they are going to be losing the 0-1, Kuro.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get out as much opera stinger counters as they can.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, it's a relatively big map. It is still a relatively big map. There is map control pressure on an opera stinger side, and a opera stinger way too fast to you. So either you have a good lawyer that can hide well if the opera singer chases after you, or your solo game containment here, solo containment. Palette mind games, you have to maximize that as much as you can in order for you to contain long enough for 3 cipher machines to be at least done when it comes to going against an opera singer.
Yes, indeed. But then again, like even though we did see Kuga play the opera singer in BO1 earlier today, there's actually no rule that he has to play opera singer because we've actually seen this in IJL. The survivor teams chose an anti-opera team, and then the hunter surprised them with a dream witch because there's like too many characters there are like sitting ducks against the dream witch.
Yeah, also on that note as well, yeah, we do have to be very worried about the Dream Witch, but we can't really just bring Flywheel when Opera is still out on the hands though. So for now, FT survivors, they need to make a big decision whether they want to split their personas or full counter either the Dream Witch or the Opera Singer, because Kuga's Dream Witch did manage to 4-man eliminate when the Joker has 4-man eliminated his own teammates. So with Kuga himself, yeah, his mentality is brilliant. He can handle pressure very, very, very well. But now it just depends on WMK survivors what their draft bans will be like.
Yeah, it definitely depends, because earlier we can see Kuga handled well under pressure, but currently he is not the one under pressure though, it's the survivors. Yeah, but while we're at it, like everyone at the chat, make sure to like hype up and just scream the teams that you want to win and just cheer for them, because between WMK and Future there will be a team that unfortunately the journey ends. So everyone in the chat here, make sure to let the audience know, or rather like let the teams know how much you're rooting for them.
And also to add on to that note, this is top 8 teams, so even if they do, even whichever team goes through or whichever team gets eliminated, they are still a part of the top 8 here, so they aren't necessarily bad. It's just, you know, sometimes when it comes to decision making, it's a lot of gambling here and there with the persona decisions as well. So yes, do root for the the team that you want to win the most, the team that you support the most. But overall, for everyone here, we are here to enjoy a really good time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that the audience are definitely having a good time. And yeah, let's see who is in the audience. We have Giselle, Nano, Otori, Hanako, some of those that I recognize that they were here the whole day. So yeah, thanks for hanging around. I'm pretty sure the teams would love to see how many dedicated fans they have who hang around the whole day and waited for the teams to play.
Yeah. But also on that note as well, before we get into WMK's survivors, their survivors ban picks, we really just have to talk about like what they need as well. Because if they decide that they don't actually want to win this game, then they have to at least go for the tie. Because it was a 3-man escape, so like we don't want to pull that much points away from each other. Who would you reckon they would want to pull out? Would they still come out with that batter, and toy merchant, or even batter and seer comp, or would it be a little bit different this time?
It's hard to tell though, because like on one hand they definitely will want to try and get a free escape, but on the other hand, if they like end up getting 3 to 4k, the points differential will be massive. And as we noted in the match earlier today, like the future match, having a first round point defect is very fatal for later rounds.
Yeah, so they have to make sure that they don't lose all they're aiming for this game, they don't get too much under pressure, and they can perform as normal as they could. Well, as normal and as comfortable as they could. But as we are moving on towards the second half of round 1, we are going to be able to see the Priestess and Anti-Korean first bans here. For these two bans, it's quite general. We most likely will be seeing Opera Singer because, well, some Opera Singers aren't afraid of Anti-Korean, but after this Opera Singer speed nerf, Anti-Korean will have way much of an easier time, landing that disarm on towards an Opera.
Make smack and the Opera Singer gets disarmed and cannot attack. So it definitely makes sense over here with the Priestess and the Anti-Korean ban, just to like get the most obvious anti-Opera Singer characters out of the way. for the survivors, personally, if we're talking about an anti-opera singer, I'm seeing a combination of magician and gardener. I was about to say a combination of lawyer, magician, and gardener, and there we have it, magician and gardener, which was nowhere near chosen in the previous meta. But due to the rise of the opera singer, these characters also are on the rise consequentially.
Yeah, but it does seem like as John said, lawyer didn't come out first, so they may want to they may want to recycle lawyer for later rounds. Maybe if we get a Sacred Hearts hospital pick, it'll be more favorable to survivor side. Also with a lawyer in hospital, if you can't really chase after lawyer there. But like we're gonna refocus more on this game. It's gonna be a female dancer band that follows up with a first officer. So we're kind of getting rid of the supports here.
Yeah, definitely getting rid of the supports, because we also seen the coordinator being banned as well. The coordinator's flare gun, like, while there's only one, it can definitely buy a certain amount of time against the opera singer. And one thing to note is that, okay, here we go again, Kuroshiro. Lucky guy being selected. Future, or rather WMK survivor is like, you banned a character that can use a flare gun? Well, screw it, I also have another character that can pull out a flare gun, which is the lucky guy in this case.
Yeah, with lucky guy here as well. Also very sorry pick up items, but also similarly at the same time, this team comp it depends a little bit, because if we aren't able to contain early game for long enough, if it's an abnormal opera singer, it may not end up too well, but we will have to see. Overall, for all survivors here, you magician with wands, I'm more surprised a perfumer didn't come out against an opera singer, but that also could be because we need to consider endgame there as well. Can perfumer tank potentially hit with perfume? No, she can't. But a magician, one wand, the hunter doesn't know where you are.
Yeah, and actually I think the other reason, like I've been watching a bit of IVA or IJL, is that perfumer ended up not working that well against an opera singer anyways, because it's easy, like when the perfumer places the perfume, they also place a shadow down, and it's like, you warp back, I warp back. You don't warp back, I don't warp back situation. So that is another reason that I imagine we don't see the perfumer.
Yeah, and it also could be because an opera singer is too fast for perfumer. Even if they reduce the cooldown from 10 seconds to 9 seconds, it's still too fast at the end of the day.
Yeah, very fast. And there we have it. Kuga's opera singer is going to be making an appearance. Earlier today, Kuga's opera singer got free escapes playing against an IC survivor. So let's see how would this play out, because Kuga, like, while he got free escape the first game, he was very calm and composed for BO2 and 3. And now having around 2 hours to rest after the first defeat, let's see how would he change his tactics and playstyle.
Yeah, but if we just move on to where the area selection mode we go, it does seem like we're still trying to think about our placements here. We're going to be seeing replacement gardener spawning by balcony. The first officer seems like she's going to spawn in middle, lucky guy by the entrance, and then magician locking in towards transpawn here. It seems like we're trying to bait out the opera singer into actually going for the lucky guy here instead, and let everyone else out there decode and just mind their own business. And if lucky guy doesn't contain well, sure, look, just down in the corner of graveyard, you're away from your survivors, and she can't have normal even if she does have abnormal.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you definitely made a pretty good point, because the opera singer can bring abnormal, so if the lucky guy is getting chased, there's no abnormaling. So actually, I think what persona that the opera singer brings would also be a very interesting thing. Like, one of the more things that we should consider, because we've seen the majority of the opera singers we saw brought blink, but if someone surprises us with an abnormal, it would surprise the survivors and place lots of pressure on it should it be effective.
Yeah, but also with that abnormal on hand as well, you can basically turn a lose game into a tie game just because of how fast an opera singer is. After she cheers a survivor, you go abnormal cipher, you can come back immediately to chair cam. So then, like, even if you want that scotch-free no damage rescue, it doesn't seem like an opera singer will allow you to do so there as well. So for survivors here, they are going to have to be very careful on how they play this game. As long as lucky guy can survive long enough, we should be able to see more or less of a very nice decoding progress.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, is that the opera singer doesn't necessarily have to chase the lucky guy. He can try his luck against the gardener or the magician because, because as we noted earlier, if it's abnormal, then he doesn't want to warp too far away from the center. But anyways, we are going to be into the game right now, which is going to be the BO1 second half between WMK and Future. I am your caster Invisible John. Joined by me is the one and only Kuroshiro, and the two of you are going to be giving live commentary as Kuga here is going to be making its way towards the center, which, if I'm not mistaken, is where the first officer is. But nope, not going to be.
Oh wait, magician!
Oh my god, Kuroshiro! What on earth?
Oh, the magician! No. No, but I mean, it's still okay. It's still okay, John. Three wands, right? 3 wands. But as long as magician doesn't get mine, magician got mine. Oh no.
I am at a bit of loss of words. This is the second game. 2 games in a row that Mr. Tram makes an appearance. We should all respect the Tram. He's the real hunter of this game. Dream here.
Oh,
the to last for that. I thought he could vault at that window, but not being able to. So I don't know, crew, but this is a very fast down because it's not even 1 cipher in total.
Yeah, we do see first officer crashing in the middle, but this opera singer has abnormal. We can go at an abnormal and new cipher machine. Gardener's right there. Oh no, the cipher isn't gonna be enough.
Yeah, no, this is talking about adding salt to blood one, because this is exactly what it is. The down is fast, and even the 50% cipher is all gone into blood and or bits and pieces at this point. The first officer is in the vicinity using a watch, just hovering around, wanting to drag more time, trying to gain something as the first officer is approaching, wanting to pull off the rescue. And oh, there goes the rescue magician being able to escape for now.
Yeah, magician still has 3 wands though, so rebound kite potential is still quite huge. We did miss the leap here, so it's going to be going into an 8-second cooldown. But even with 3 wands here, even with 3 wands here, you have to contain after tide turner time, and most likely after this doesn't get hit over the pallet. Most likely after this, if you're not able to contain for long. We didn't contain over tide turner time. The cipher machines aren't enough here, sadly.
Yeah, that unfortunately, like, even though it contained a bit over the tide turner time, it wasn't for too long, as now the magician will be the second chair, and opera singer Kuga here is just going to be patrolling around the area, wanting to see anyone is going to be sneaky and pull off a rescue. We do see replacements Gardener very far in the vicinity, just hovering around to like prompt tinnitus, making sure the opera won't like go away for too far. But this, Kuro, this is not a good situation at all, because while I do not believe the survivors are rescuing, but Cypher's far behind.
Yeah, it's way too far behind, but it's a good thing that survivors aren't rescuing here, because if we allow Opera Singer Wish a second immediate chase, they're definitely not getting the cipher machines done. We also do see that the lucky guy did get out a doll as well, just to finish his own cipher machine, maybe in graveyard. Yeah, in graveyard. But with the first officer chase here, he only has 1 pocket watch remaining. So after this pocket watch, if Opera Singer just leaves and comes back immediately with a teleport, I don't think he can contain for long.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, he doesn't necessarily need to teleport because he does have abnormal. Like, Opera Singer Kuga has so many options here that he can just choose whatever suits him. So we can see that his choice for now is to be pursuing Lucky Guy, who is hovering around the 2 pallets and the graveyard gate, but he just going to be wandering around, and abnormals the cipher again, another 30% gone, which is going to set back the decoding speed even further.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to spot out first officer here, but didn't get the lead. That's gonna be an 8-second breather time. But if we teleport back here, we're gonna see a lucky guy out of position right now, even with the 2 pallets here remaining. But when you break that, right, you're just gonna get caught up way too fast. So Opera Singer still trying to find lucky guy here. Lucky guy trying to rotate towards the double pallets nearby, but I guess that pocket watch did save him. But he has now no items remaining, just like this officer right now.
Yep, so the Opera Singer is now going to be pursuing around looking for a new target. But we can actually see the survivors are decoding throughout this time, because throughout this time the Opera Singer didn't really manage to like find a good target. And 2 ciphers are gone as the survivors are desperately decoding since they are far behind in terms of cipher here, Kuro.
Yeah, it does seem like from Opera Singer's side, she wants to go out and map control as much as possible, but that's going to be very hard for an opera singer to do if you don't get someone on chair first, because usually opera singer mings how they play is to get someone down immediately as fast as they can, because that's how they're built. But if you want to go out for map controlling, you're just going to be seeing survivors look for more items. They basically got accelerated decoding time out right now as well, so even if Kuga here wants the map control, accelerated decoding may just say no, I'm just going to help our survivors here a little bit for decoding, but we are going to see another abnormal here. 30% abnormal if I'm not wrong. That's going to be the third abnormal used by Kuga.
Yep, the Kuga is just going to be stalling the decoding progress and occupies way at the center, making sure that no one can approach the ciphers. But the survivors we can see are actually like dividing and clearing, making sure that the moment one person drags Kuga away from the center, everyone else is going to be decoding, and Kuga is going to be warping back toward the center. But the thing with this is that while he is managing to forcing survivors away from ciphers, he's not actually managing to hit anyone or forcing out any items here.
Yeah, we do see Unlucky Guy's hands as well. That's a gun. That's a gun right there. So we have to be very careful of that. And that gun can basically guarantee rescue for the Lucky Guy. We do see where Gardner is, but Gardner with a shield right here should be able to rotate towards the window for that movement speed boost. But afterwards, there's pallets there to use, so we are going to be able to do the first hit here indeed.
Yep, there goes the first hit, and the opera singer is going to be going back towards the ciphers, and which the Lucky Guy is, but the Lucky Guy does have a flare gun, keep in mind, as mentioned by Kuro. So the Lucky Guy should be able to last us, as Kuga will be putting pressure and goes for the swing and missing it, but there goes that hit, which is going to be the saving grace. So now the opera singer is caught on this Lucky Guy's heels, but he does still have that one flare gun. But oh, goes for the swing, but no, being able to slam, an amazing move from the Lucky Guy.
Yeah, Lucky Guy here is really holding this. Okay, we didn't get. I feel like we could have gotten the gun out there, but with the cipher machine almost primed, it seems like we're gonna save items for endgame, possibly wanting a 3-man escape, because as we do see as well, dungeon is currently near middle. We could go out to abnormal, but for now, it may be better just to save this abnormal as a cipher machine. Well, from our point of view, it's almost done, but from the hunter's point of view, they think you're missing a full cipher machine right now. That's a 10% abnormal. That's your 4th time using it. After each abnormal, it just goes down way too much. So keep it abnormal really the best move of action here from Kuga's side.
Yeah, not necessarily the best move. Officer is going to be coming in the rescue, pulls off the rescue here, and there's no tide turner, keep in mind. As the Gardener finishes the second to the last cipher, the first officer does have an elbow patch, extending distance, just wants to buy as much time as possible. But the opera singer is going to be containing this first officer at the last cipher, making sure that no one can decode it, and is able to get that down on the first officer. So right now, because the officer is down at the center cipher where the last one is, survivors have to sit still and think, what is the next step?
Yeah, but for now, we see on the screen, we do see that 2 survivors are currently being injured. Lucky Guy's the only one that can come in to rescue as well, but it's a doll here that's in graveyard. So doll is giving out tinnitus. Gardner currently opening a new cipher machine. If Lucky Guy is nearby, Lucky Guy can rescue, but where is Lucky Guy? Lucky Guy is very closely towards middle right. He's trying to open that cipher machine, but Kuga realizes this, going back immediately. Now, Lucky Guy has to hold out here for a little while, because if he doesn't, even with the gun here... Oh
no! That is
It's after half as well. Yeah, it's after half as well, John.
Yeah, oh, the Gardener Magician one does allow the rescue, and the Gardener is gonna go down. But yeah, that is after half. The Lucky Guy being too late with the flare gun is definitely a huge misstep on the part, because now like the Lucky Guy and the Gardener are both on the ground, and the first officer is the only one left standing, and after missing that swing, the opera singer is just gonna go back and be trying this Gardener instead, making sure that someone is going to be chaired no matter what.
Yeah, and for opera singer side, abnormal is ready once again, but if you use abnormal for the 5th time, this could potentially only be a 5% reduction rate on the ciphers. We're trying to still map control here a little bit. We do see where the Lucky Guy is, but if Lucky Guy has used up self-heal, could potentially just go and slug him, but it seems like we're going to be able to get a no damage rescue here at least. But there goes the Gardener.
Yep, the Gardener is going to go. Now we can see that the Lucky Guy will be trying to steal the cipher at the center, and goes for the hit here, and there he goes. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there is no blink on the Lucky Guy, as mentioned. So now the lucky guy is pretty much left on the ground, and the gardener can't exactly get healed up in time. The first officer is the only survivor left in the game that can lose here, Kuro. So I don't know about you, but I feel like this 4K is inevitable.
Yeah, Kuga here can just change the blink to get that immediate down, but it seems like we're gonna be able to shadow dance back immediately, be able to catch out the first officer here off guard, and that's gonna be 3 survivors being slugged. But let's congratulate the 4-man elimination here done by Kuga. It's very nicely done. Even with that mid-game, even with that, you know, it seems like mid-game was a little bit dull as nothing has been happening, but Endgame there was, you know, fantastically done by Kuga.
Yeah, here's some statistics, and actually we can see that after the magician got sent back to the manor, the 3 remaining survivors definitely tried their best, like a bit of back and forth. We see that the first officer pulled off 3 rescues, Gardener 1, and first officer continuing for 164 seconds. They definitely did try, but unfortunately, I feel like Kuro, the first down speed was way too fast for them to come back from.
Yeah, it does seem like the pressure got to them though, cause you know, we all know when the tram actually starts activating or running around the map, but it does seem like for the survivor side, they were really focused on thinking, okay, how should we do this? How should we play this? They were communicating. They were definitely trying to communicate as much as they can during that time, but they were just a little bit unfortunate on, you know, not keeping in mind of tram as well. And this has been the second time we've seen this, but at least we will have no more Ever Sleeping Town matches for now. But going on in the future, we need to make sure that, you know, this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, for all those teams who are watching the stream, other teams, keep in mind of the tram. I think the survivors on both teams here teaches us a very good life lesson. Is that when you're crossing the road, always look right, look left, and look right again, or else we saw the consequence of not doing so.
Yes. But we will be moving on towards a mini 10-minute break here, just a little bit break for the players as well, and we'll come back with match 2 as soon as we can.
Give it.
Tram.
Good job, Cyphers. Sure. Let's see. We will probably see a switch off. Wait, they're just gonna pop it?
They just have to get all the out. Given that there's a mercenary who can body block to the team, that is pretty good. Plus the antiquarian here, that's really, really good. Oh my god. And they're going to be able to...
Wait, Antiquarian goes down!
Antiquarian?
Wait, Antiquarian can't crawl out! She can't crawl out! Oh my god, and he's gonna make the lawyer leave too. Actually, he doesn't technically have to leave.
I'd watch before they get hit, so that they can get out of the gate.
The abuse! Leave this hunter alone!
Oh my
Really?
goodness.
3 hits? It's just brutal. Wait, is this a loss? Wait, did they just lose?
It might very well be. Oh my
Imagine
god.
that was a pound stun. Imagine that was a pound stun. Oh my god. They're actually gonna lose this.
And the staircase, very, very good. You always love to see those stuns. Oh,
but a lucky purple skull at the right time led to a hit. That's what the exploit likes to see. Yes.
Was less, this time not as good as the one upstairs, but still pretty good. And immediately going for the blink hit on the prospector, just not letting him get any room to breathe. You are going to go down as soon as possible, and I am going to camp you. That's what A11 said.
Considering this prospector is almost halfway, with 3 servers remaining, so we'll probably get this higher. Already a good start. Did he just hit the chair? No, he hit the person. My bad.
Oh,
is that a purple soul?
That was a
beautiful
soul. That was really well executed.
Maybe he'll go for a terror shock here? No, he did not get it.
Tried to go for the terror shock, but unfortunately did not get it. And prospector using his speed boost there from the blocker to try and get away, and going to be trying to. Yeah, not getting it, and going to be flywheeling away, and then getting hit.
8 and killing him. Does he have to put the soul on it? He will, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh,
with the slowdown combined.
With the slowdown combined, and getting a hit on the lawyer, and getting another basic attack on the mercenary. It seems that the cipher is primed, and the mercenary is going to be going going down near, getting borrowed time activated near the hospital. However, Axboy does have his blink up, remember that? And oh my god, a beautiful snipe with the purple smoke on the mercenaries.
Go to the other game. It's even better games because then they're like, well, I'm not going to survive anyway if it goes to the other game, so let's just keep hiding. And so that's what they kept doing. So we're gonna go down here. It is present. Still, dying in the corner. She can't really protect herself here. But she has this window. That was close. That was close. Yeah, so she's gonna be. It's tough though, because she has to run all the way over here, and she missed. They're gonna need to get this lawyer out of this cipher at bare minimum. 3 minutes 39 seconds into the match, and we're already down to the last 2 ciphers. Almost.
This is
like
it's
crazy.
It's crazy, yeah, because it's like. Okay, well now the Weeping Clown has is in for the support, as you can see. And
Save for the Aquarius. Goes down to the lawyer. The film is glitching out.
But using the blink and
the lawyer survives? Oh my goodness. Well, he should have been dead here, but he's alive because of his swings. Does he stop the ball? Wow. What? Did you see what he did there? With the wind?
That was really cool. He stopped the lawyer from vaulting by using the hit and trying to go through the test of the Weeping Clown, but instead getting regular hit. And just lawyer just keeps on looping him in his area. Antiquarian using his herself heal. It seems that now they're just trying to stall as long as possible for this lawyer while the mercenary is coding. I'm not sure what his progress is.
We're on a clock here.
Yeah.
With the sniper, 76%.
Counted this as chasing a survivor, so by trying to look at the ground and trying to avoid triggering the game's definition of chasing a survivor, you can get the persona more, and it's oh my god!
No way! That's the clutch blink hit! Wow, so that blink hit is going to bring back this entire game for Doom. The whole idea of getting a good chase is now out the window, and indeed, there's a lot of support going on here. Now, technically, Acrobat was on the rescue, so he can just keep doing the cipher. He did his job. That purple soul is gonna be huge, though. It's lucky sometimes. But on top of that, you had some skill. So, oh my goodness, wow, that was a basic hit from Hal.
That was really, really well played by him, and probably would have gotten him at least the draw here. And
no way!
Oh my goodness, getting
no way, the
hit.
Flywheel. Just a milliseconds too late. Yes. Sorry, to cut you off, BK boy. No.
To get that purple soul on the toy merchant and faking out the flywheel as well and getting the regular hit. Unfortunately, not being able to get the and unfortunately not being able to.
Do we get the hit here? Yes, we do get the hit here. But and he could very well much do that. Depends how much this last cipher is at. But if this last cipher, but this slowdown from the full presence. Oh no, but the pain from the anti-crane is gonna save her. Okay, but now she has nothing for the soul.
He is going to be pulling the comeback back from FH. So getting the
you were right.
Yes, getting the 2 is going to be.
That counts?
That does count, Psyche.
That's a catapult. Okay, it's gonna reach the window, which is very solid.
But yeah, the blink is gonna be up in any second now. But popping that second watch, trying to buy as much time as possible. But oh my good god, that was a really pretty looking blink hit. That was very, very well done by the hunter, and unfortunate for the first officer.
Definitely, they have a lot of ciphers here. But the problem is they're also spread out, and there's not enough progress in specifically one, and Wheel does such a good job when it's just spread out past. And if we get a good rescue regardless, Denny can rescue, no doubt about it. But does he kill first officer? He does! Wow, that saves so much time.
Map control as he can, because he knows that he's going to struggle a lot with the map control in the end. So now getting the first officer rescued. And able to... A really good trap, actually. Getting
that trap
the first
officer. It was almost done. Wheel sucks. Wheel just has the speed and potential to deal with. Wow, what a great bubble there. Oh, so you are right, BK Boy. The bubble does protect you from
getting Sears owl. So you can snap through it right here. So if the gardener were to try and bubble this, the Brigadier would be able to snap right through it. And snapping regardless of whether or not there is a bubble. But 2 ciphers left, 60, 70 each. This is going to be quite a close match for both sides. Actually.
While he's breaking it, she could just walk through and go to dungeon, but I assume he broke it because she walked away. I assume that's why he broke it. He wouldn't have broken it other than the second time.
Okay, and then also changing to the keepers here. It seems that she's going to be doing a little bit of mind games here with the trap in the window, as well as the keeper getting dropped down, trying to get the bomb to go. Oh, but able to get it.
Sure. Let's see. We will probably see a switch off. Wait, they're just gonna pop it?
They just have to get all 3 out. Given that there's a mercenary body block for the team, that's actually pretty good. Plus the antiquarian here, that's really, really good. Oh my god. And they're going to be able to
Wait, antiquarian goes down!
Antiquarian?
Wait, antiquarian can't crawl out! She can't crawl out! Oh my god, and he's gonna make the lawyer leave too. Actually, he doesn't technically have to leave.
I'd watch before they get hit, so that they can get out of the gate.
The abuse! Leave this hunter alone!
Oh my
Really?
goodness.
3 hits? It's just brutal. Wait, is this a loss? Wait, did they just lose?
It might very well be. Oh my
Imagine that was
god.
a power stun. Imagine that was a power stun. Oh my god. They're actually gonna lose this.
Yeah, the staircase, very, very good. You always love to see those stuns. Oh,
But a lucky purple skull at the right time led to a hit. That's what the exploit likes to see. Yes.
was less, this time not as good as the one upstairs, but still pretty good. And immediately going for the blink hit on the prospector, just not letting him get any room to breathe. You are going to go down as soon as possible, and I am going to champ you. That's what A11 said.
Considering this prospector is almost halfway with 3 servers remaining, so we'll probably get this fight. It's already a good start. Did he just hit the turn? No, he hit the first. My bad.
Oh!
Is that a purple soul?
That was a
Beautiful
soul. That was really well executed.
Maybe he'll go for a tear shock here? No, he did not get it.
Tried to go for the tear shock, but unfortunately did not get it. And prospector using his speed boost there from the blocker.
Hello everyone, welcome back to more IVA action. I'm your lovely caster, Invisible Jung, and joined by me is the one and only Kuroshiro, and the two of us are going to be bringing you guys more live gameplay of IVA between these two teams, WMK and Future.
Yes, it's going to be the game 2, first half of WMK and Future. We're going to be able to see FT's Hunter coming out first versus WMK Survivor. And then going back to last game was a lot of, push and pulls and a lot of excitement there as well, Tram. But this game, it'll be a little bit different. Oh, it's not going to be Eversley 10 again, of course. We're going to be able to see Red Church coming out here.
Yeah, like, if we're gonna sum up the last game in one word, I'll say Tram.
Tram.
But,
yeah,
Tram sums up the last game. But that's not the case here this time. So, yeah, because there's no Eversteaming Town anymore. And a quick recap for those of you who missed the last game. Earlier just now, Future actually won BO1 of the first round over WMK in the score of 8-1, which is a massive points defect, so this means that WMK will probably be aiming to win both BO2 and 3 in order an attempt to reverse.
Yeah, and moving on towards the ban picks we go, we're going to be seeing Garner and Magician here being perma-banned, but even with these two characters banned, as long as you ban the opera singer here once again, overall it shouldn't be too bad for you, because there's no survivors that are really, affected as long as opera singer is gone. But we do also need to realize that Kuga still does have a dream witch here.
Yeah, that dream witch earlier today at around 3 PM, I think everyone remembers it. Kuga must get a 4th survivor elimination, and it's gonna pull it off. So we do see the Seer and the Anti-Current going to be sitting in the ban speed, which is not much of a surprise in this meta. But I would imagine then we are going to be seeing WMK choosing some of the more dreamish counters, such as the Psychologist or the Barmaid, I would presume.
Yeah, overall for now, if if Kuga here is too transparent on what he wants to pick, then of course for the survivor side, if they see, okay, psychologist banned, okay, let's just pick Barman instead, why not? But knowing Kuga as well, his hunter pool is way too deep, so it's not only limited to Dream Witch only as well. So for the survivor side here, as long as they they can have one or two people having flywheel, but they can't have everyone coming out as flywheel. What if Kuga comes out with a Joker again? Even this map, I know it's hard, but it is still very, very possible.
Yeah, I mean it is possible, but Kuga actually didn't exactly play the Joker though. Seichu is the one who played it. But it will be interesting if Kuga does have it in Arsenal and surprise us for a second and a third and a fourth time. But if we're just talking about the Dream Witch and Night Watch that we did indeed say, then this psychologist pick that we're seeing from the WMK survivors makes perfect sense, because we know Kuga is very crystal clear that he has a Dream Witch.
Yeah, but this could potentially mean that survivors are gonna fall into trap here. If Kuga brings out anything else that is not a Dream Witch, it may not actually go into their favor. But with this Priestess coming out alongside with a Psycho here, we do see an Acrobat ban. So yeah, it does seem like it's going towards Dream Witch because of the Acrobat bans here as well. An Acrobat, after he uses one ball, if he times it correctly, he can time a Patroller Bite.
Very good analogy and analysis there. But we are seeing the Patient. So Patient and Acrobat are two strong characters. One gets banned, and the other gets selected. So this lineup consists of the Priestess, Psychologist, and the Patient. Three of them more like non-rescuers with supports and stuff. And I would imagine we are probably going to be seeing a Mercenary. Yep, Mercenary will be the last pick from WMK just to round it up. So in the event of an actual Dream Witch, like what do you think are the odds on the both sides?
They probably will aim for, well, for survivor side right now they have to aim for tie. They do of course need to aim for if they see the opportunity, but for now our standards are we need a tie no matter what happens. But of course what I'm more surprised about is Kuga here coming out with a forward ban. Forward versus Dream Witch. Dream Witch shouldn't be worried about a forward harass. Overall for this team comp, we may see something else that's not a Dream Witch if forward gets banned here.
Yeah, that is not... Yeah, I agree that's like not completely impossible, but if it's not going to be a Dream Witch, like what else do you think is possible? Like we did see Kuga with the Night Watch earlier, but you think it might be Night Watch or something else?
I think it could be Night Watch, because even with Psycho and Priestess here, right? Night Watch is able to catch up fast. Night Watch against a Psychologist, it's kind of a guarantee tie here if Kuga only wants a guarantee tie. But also on that fact as well, if it's not a Night Watch and we decide to actually go for a Dream Witch, forward just seems more of a throwaway ban here for me if Kuga actually wants to come out with a Dream Witch.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and Kuga definitely wants that tie, and oh, would you look at that here, Kuroshiro, we are going to be seeing Michiko Geisha making her appearance. Well, for the Geisha ban, then the fort makes sense, but Geisha at Red Church, we don't exactly see it a lot though, so I am pretty intrigued on the thought process behind this Geisha and how the Geisha will fare off against WMK survivors.
Yeah, if the survivors here actually, if all of them actually have flywheel, it's not like they don't have hiding grounds against a Geisha. Tie kiting against Geisha this is one of the best ways to counter, as long as you don't run into open areas here. Especially like with Red Church, there are high walls, there are a lot of paths there for you to use. You can definitely tie kite from one area to another without transitioning so much. So even if everyone has flywheel, the survivors here should be able to put up quite a nice fight. Flywheeling, a Geisha's normal hit, or even if you don't flywheel properly, you can at least use it to, go towards the next near pallet or window for you to contain a little bit longer.
Yep, that's a pretty good thought process. Just the only question is that what personas did the survivors bring? Because if they were expecting a Dream Witch, then I would imagine there would be relatively more flywheel effects. But if they decide to have someone to bring like more flywheel effects, it actually will be working in Dreamish favor. But should someone else bring the broken windows persona, then this is not going to be faring well against the Geisha. But this is the Red Church after all, so there are places for the there are still places for the survivors to work around with.
Yeah, and with this spawn location, it seems like we're gonna have Priestess in middle, Psychologist is Shack, and Patient seems like he was gonna lock in towards the red carpet here. Meanwhile, Mercenary is currently on this side. For now, if Kuga wants to spawn at a cross section, Priestess would be the one in danger, but it does seem like we're gonna go in between the Psycho and the Mercenary here.
Yep, so based on this spawn, the Psychologist is the closest vicinity on the Geisha, but I'm not too certain would she be the actual target, or would it be the Priestess, because the Geisha can possibly like go to the shack, chase the Psychologist away, and make her way towards the Priestess, who is at the center.
Yeah, but maybe we will actually just go to Priestess here, because Priestess, after she reaches the portal, she's just a walking survivor. But compared to Psychologist, if a Psycho takes 3 leech hits, we may not be able to see sorry, I'm wrong one. We may actually be just, you know, having kind of a very nice 100-second containment from the Psychologist against the Geisha, and if Psycho manages to pick up a Butterfly, that tie-kiting potential is still very high, as this is phase 1 Geisha. It's not really necessarily fast dashes, it's, you know, moderate enough.
Fair enough. Because Geisha only really shines when she enters the phase 2, which is once in phase 2 she can dash around faster, but once again do not forget this is Red Church with a lot of high wall areas as you mentioned, and not a lot of open areas, so the Geisha, or rather the survivors, can potentially work around it if they were expecting it. So I'm personally thinking this is leaning towards a tie situation, considering that the survivors team comp doesn't have much characters to reverse a bad game here.
Yeah, but we're gonna move on towards match 3 game 2 first off here. We do see that Geisha's running in towards middle. Priestess being forced out the first portal here. It seems like Priestess caught a little bit off guard, as she may become the first chase. We're not destroying the pallet in middle, as that may actually come back and bite Geisha later on.
Yeah, but well, for now she's going to be placing her eyesight on this patient, going for a dash, but the patient's already charged up with the hook, and there goes that first hook we've been seeing, able to drag up some distance, and we actually know there's only one flywheel, which is brought by the patient. And Geisha here trying to go for a mind game situation, and the mind game is going to be working, able to get a hit relatively fast, Kuro, so this is one fast hit.
Yeah, Geisha, I would say Geisha chasing after the patient here. Very lucky that patient actually doesn't have window speed boost, because putting from, you know, one containment area to another, especially when I wasn't going to get the butterfly in, but we didn't get a hit over, thankfully. That was quite risky there from Serpex, because if we landed that hit, could have been more than just a tie game there, but Blink is still ready, so we could still get patient down immediately right after this mini mind game here done by Geisha.
Well, now that he's dangerously close, let's see what this mind game be. Goes for the swing, but the patient's not there. The patient uses his last hook into this window area, so can this patient last though? Patient does have one flywheel to utilize as the Geisha does the blink. The flywheel is being played, able to slam the pallet. There's amazing play from the patient, able to drag up such amount of time, lasting around 10 more seconds longer, and is able to dodge the hit too. Like this patient, even though he did go down, he's running circles around the Geisha for around 10 seconds there.
Yeah, he basically bought 30 extra seconds of solo containment without, well, with barely with one item, with one hook, but that flywheel there did change quite a lot. That flywheel there bought way too much time, stunning the Geisha and then circling around the Geisha, going through the pallet, forcing Geisha to break the pallet here. The cipher machine was originally at 50%, now it's 3 cipher machines done here. Meanwhile, Mercenary can definitely come in for the rescue. And the survivors, for now, it does seem like it's going to be a guaranteed tie, unless Patient rebound kites really well, then it could potentially be a 4-man endgame, but we didn't get the hit here, sadly, on the Mercenary.
Yeah, that hit miss, unfortunately, but the Geisha is very close now. Going to be playing mind game, wanted that turf shot, not being able to do so, as the Mercenary will pull off the rescue safe and sound. and the patient having no items, no flywheel, it can only play around this solo pallet and trying to like drag as long as possible. So another pallet 9 game, who's gonna prevail, goes for the fly here, and down goes the patient after Tide Turner. Sadly not be able to drag over Tide Turner time, but based on this situation now, like, do you think the survivors can like get a free escape from this, or do you think it's still leaning towards the time?
That there is a huge possibility here, because we do see Psychologist whistling Mercenary getting that max health on Mercy. Even though we're coming out towards a Priestess here, Mercenary with 2 elbow pads should be able to go in and do one more rescue. There is a Cipher Machine 37% currently being decoded by the Psychologist, but if Mercenary body blocks here, well, we do see the Cipher, the portal support here, but sadly, it doesn't seem like Patient will be able to use it anymore, as we did manage to destroy one as well. But like, if we want a 4-man endgame here, we need to rally up and body block as well as we can.
Yep, Gisha wants to go for a farm here, so let's see what will happen. This is a mind game, but unfortunately he hits the chair, which is a blunder for the Gisha, as now he's not being able to, but not able to slide through that gap from the Mercenary though. So that mini gap there worked, as the patient will be marching his way towards where the Priestess is. Able to fly for it, goes for the swing, but amazing fly with just dragging for him long, and there goes that blink, able to get the patient down in the nick of time. But the
no, Geisha needs to fly up. Geisha needs to fly up. No, Geisha, no, wait a second. Geisha should have flied up there and then dropped down for a no attack animation. But it does seem like the Cipher Machine is primed. We're waiting. We shouldn't be popping there. We should wait for Mercenary. Still okay. Patient is on the run right now. Mercenary, yes, 16 seconds. He is going down quite fast, but Patient here has to stand out here a little bit right now. The dungeon is over there, but Sally, Mercy can't get out, John. Mercy can't get out.
Yeah, Mercenary is gonna go down after 16 seconds. After the nerf, though, this patient must last, but there's no palace for him to work around with, and the patient will be down. And yeah, he is down the basement, but the Mercenary is nowhere near it, and even the gate is not done. So this game is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. But hold on, they're going to be using the long to try and force heal the Mercenary. So can they heal the Mercenary in time? This will be very detrimental here, Kuro.
Mercy just got up, John. He just got up. He's gonna take the exit gate. Mercenary usually bleeds flywheel, well, not sticker here, so he could crawl really fast. It just depends on what the survivor wants to do. They're letting the Mercenary crawl out. Can Mercy crawl out is the real question for us. If he can't, it's gonna be a 3-man escape.
Let's see. That's gonna be very crucial. The Geisha's gonna fly the
Mercy.
Close.
No!
1 millimeter away. Oh my gosh, what did I just see? Like, based on where the Priestess and the Psychologist were when they left, I believe the Mercenary were maybe like a couple of pixels away.
Yeah, they panicked a little bit on the end game. Mercenary definitely could have still forced a heal there, because Mercy still did have his delayed hit there as well. But overall, that end game, we were very close, very, very, very close, being able to get out of the gate. But sadly, it does seem like Geisha with max presence is a little bit too fast for the survivors here as well. But overall, still very nicely done by the survivors.
Yeah, like I don't know about you, but I feel like looking back, I feel like the survivors were very close to a free escape, very, very close. It was just really, I feel like we talked about during the game is that they popped when the Mercenary was still like hasn't gone down to half health, and the Mercenary going down. But looking back, like, do you think it would have been a free escape if they waited till half health, or would the Geisha sort of like had an attack recovery be over by then?
In that situation, right, even if Geisha's attack recovery was over, Mercenary still had the delay hit over there, and with 16 seconds and with Priestess, I think it was Priestess that actually came into heal together with Mercenary. By that time, with Priestess's inner trait buff as well, with a 10% heal buff, you can definitely guess the survivor that was incapped on the ground to get up immediately and then force the hunter to hit the patient there again, and then we'll have a 4-man endgame.
Yeah, but to be fair, in this situation, there was also a 4-man endgame. It was just that the Mercenary went down and not being able to get out in time. So it was literally really 1 pixel away, and I think this tells us that literally how a small difference can make to a massive change.
Yeah, also on that side as well, survivors didn't really want to heal there because they were worried about the Geisha heading the survivors outside of the gate. But knowing on that side as well, there's really closer. The lawn portal was great. The gate did open on time, but it was really just Geisha that got really lucky with that pickup there as well, because we did see Mercy almost getting out of that exit gate to go for that 3-man escape that they were originally aiming for.
Yeah, I was so pumped up just now. Like I almost stood out of just pure excitement on if the mercenary can get out. And once again, this is really just showing how amazing this IVA tournament is, and just how exciting and intense the games can be, high level gameplay. Because really, like I was so pumped up.
Yeah, that was. Oh well, it seems like they scripted it, but that's not what the survivors wanted. The survivors wanted not a tie there, though, sadly. But overall, for that one, we do see, you know, from WMK survivors, they know what they're doing now. They got the proper communications up. Their containment is brilliant there, done by the patient early game as well. And you know, with the whistle heal on mercenary to go in for the rescue, and then rallying up with that body block, slowly making your way towards the towards the red carpet. So then Priestess is also nearby as well. If we need to self-heal or rally up after she finishes the cipher mission, we could definitely do that. But I think it's really just you know, max present Geisha able to dash through walls. That's kind of what caught them off guard there. Yeah, because the last hit there, we did see Geisha dashing through the walls there in order for them to blink on towards the patient.
Yeah, that definitely caught the survivors off guard. So while we're at it, let's have a quick recap. In the BO1, Future actually was 8-1 over WMK, and after that tie, this actually means that WMK's I think it was the WMK's Hunter must get a tie at the next round, because should they lose BO2, they will also be losing this match, and they will be out of IVA 2023 November for good. So the Hunter must get a tie in order to stay alive in this tournament. And for Future Survivor end, if they get a free escape, then they can end this at BO2 right here and now.
Yeah, well, it would be preferable if we could move on to a game 3. Of course, we would love to see more WMK's Hunters or Survivors gameplays, but overall for now, they need to more or less focus on, you know, whether well, their base ground here, their standard here is going to be tying for WMK's Hunter. I mean, for FT Survivor, they could also go for a tie as well if they just want to maintain their 8-1 lead and give WAKM the whole pressure for round 3. But overall for now, tie is bare minimum here for WMK's Hunter 7.
Yeah, tie is definitely bare minimum for 7, but even a tie can be pretty like not very good in this situation, because the thing is that even if they get a tie in BO3, they will still have to reverse the 8-1 or 10-0 score in order to stay in it. So if they get a tie now, then it'll still have a hard time in BO3 with the 8-1. So the easier way is for the Hunter to try and get a 3 or 4-man elimination at this point, so they will have like a fewer pressure and only need to win BO3 and doesn't have to like count the points.
Yes, there's also that as well, but overall for now, we really have to think of what the next move is for WMK's Hunter. For FT Survivors, they know what they're gonna do. They probably had already all the strategies set and a little more information compared to us commentators right now. But also, at the same time, we do need to consider whether we should bring out the big guns from FT Survivor side, like the Anti-Korean first pick or second pick maybe, and then, you know, go for go for solo containment types. Because if we do bring out too much harassers, we will see an An. An is not too hard to learn, so quite sure every Hunter has an An in their pockets to use.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that too, but yeah, actually, while we're at it, everyone in the chat, once again, let your hype up, because the next game that we're seeing might potentially be the last match, because there is a opportunity for FT to end things here and there, and we are going to be seeing the band pick screen. As we remind, the female dancer and the magician are going to be in the global bans for FT, and WMK Survivor, or rather Hunter, will be making the bans here.
Yeah, it does seem like for the permanent bans here, we are going to be seeing a female dancer and a magician out. Female dancer out immediately for FT Survivor. It suits Doom for now, than never, because without a female dancer, you know, here you can just be like, okay, that's one extra ban for me. I don't need to worry about female dancer anymore. Neither do I have to worry about female dancer for round 3 as well. So currently for WMK, what he probably has to realize is, okay, Anne is 100% on the table, but it seems like we're going to be banning Seer and Priestess on the other hand. Probably going to go for, well, Seer ban could potentially mean Anne wants to come out, because it definitely does do very well in this map as well, but Priestess is kind of just the basic. But of course, we're going to follow it up with an opera singer ban here.
I mean, opera singer ban is no surprise. She has been dominating the meta a lot. And when I've been watching like some of the leagues such as IVA or IJL, I made a joke that it's called OVL and OJL because it's always opera singer in BO1. And even with the nerf, like in this tournament, as I remind once again, this tournament opera singer got nerfed, but still it's very strong. And we are seeing the first 2 picks, which is the Ford and the Psychologist on Future side. And this Ford is definitely going to be very like a key factor, because we've actually seen earlier today Addy's Ford actually manages to like save the Seer in the Moonit River Park match and clutched a free escape. So I am excited to see this Ford once again.
Yeah, Ford and the Psycho pick there. Psycho pick, I think, is to, well, with Doom's Hunter pool, we have seen Axboy, we have seen Dreamwitch, we also have seen a Wheel coming out. Knowing that there's not going to be an opera singer here anymore, Ford and the Psychologist pick, really it's there to counter both Dreamwitch and Axboy to a certain extent, but following up with an Entomologist that counters both, for the Survivors now it's going to be pretty darn hard. Well, no, not for Survivors, for the Hunter.
So the Hunter will have to sit back and think on what they want to do, as we do see the Coordinator will also be sitting at jail today, as the Gardener will be the last pick here, and that is actually pretty interesting. Like, Gardener being selected in this meta is not that much of a surprise, but it's more of a surprise that it's not selected as a counter against the opera singer. So I do wonder what trick does Future have up their sleeve here.
Yeah, with Gardener's, you know, after dismantling a chair, the Survivor gets to sit on chair for 10% extra time. They could want to use that for a tie game scenario if they want to sell. But overall for Gardener here, since we know who Doom plays, we are sure that FT knows who Doom plays. So with this Gardener pick, I think it could be just to tank the triple hits, because like we see here, right, Psycho triple hit, Gardener triple hit early game only, and then
tanky.
Yeah, very tanky, and then an Entomologist is really to counter that Axboy.
Yeah, well, if it is an Axboy, then definitely Future does have an upper hand here. But then again, Doom can end up surprise us with something else, because actually in theory this team comp is decent against, or rather like bomb us against this team comp. But then again, that's the question of if Doom has it.
Yeah. For now though, overall, I'm still on this team comp. There's a lot to think. Right? Because like with this Gardener coming out, it kind of shows a lot of. Well, we have seen Gardener coming out for Koa, but like Gardener now, on the other hand, you could use it for potential body block rallying, but you have to stand still for 5 seconds in order for you to do that. So, and then like there's also, you know, Night Watch is still a possible thing here, and you know, Dreamwitch, Night Watch, and then so many other stuff that Gardener is kind of afraid of, unless right Doom pulls out a bonbon out of nowhere and it just counters this whole team. But that's only if he has a bonbon on his hands.
Yeah, and even so, Bonbon is really a tie hunter. And once again, we talked about this, but even though a tie is enough for WMK to stay alive, they will be aiming for a free survivor elimination, because like if they can't get the free K, then they will have a more of a chance, because even a tie now means that there will be a very, very hard battle in BO3.
Yeah, I mean, on that side as well though, or for Doom, he's really thinking hard right now. What is the Gardener realistically gonna be pulled out for? Is Gardener gonna run with no borrowed time and just, you know, maybe the rescue and the window persona, just, you know, bait out the first chase, or just put Gardener on flywheel as well? Well, forget about the tide. We're just gonna allow everything to go out and just full force it. But it does seem like Doom is gonna come out with a bonbon here instead.
Yeah, we've been talking about Bonbon being good against this team comp, so it seems that in terms of a team comp wise, the WMK here is having FT's favor because FT was trying to counter the exploit, but it did not make an appearance. So Doom here seeing a chance abate and goes for it. It's like, I'm going to choose a team comp good against you, so now I'm excited because in theory, the Gardener and the Entomologist aren't that strong against this Hunter.
Yeah, but knowing on this side as well, if I'm not wrong, we did see an Entomologist spawning in middle as well, so it does seem like Ento is relatively safe as of now, being able to loop around, you know, Church and all, but for Gardener, for Forward, for Psychologist, it may just be two different scenarios right now, because like, Forward, can he really come to rescue is now the question, against a Bonbon in which you can put bombs down right before you chair someone, so you can just counter that. You can just counter that forward ball stun rescue with that no damage rescue as well on mind.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, earlier Adi like faced off against guard 26 and was very detrimental in the survivor's eventual free escape that game. So if he did it once, who says that he cannot do it again? So I'll be personally looking very forward to how this plays off. And once again, as a reminder, the survivors can end this game if it's a free escape. But Doom here will be approaching towards the red carpet where Adi is at, so it seems that he wants to be getting rid of the root cause by getting rid of the one stunner out of here first.
Yeah, but going after the forward first though, the only big problem here is Forward is the only one that decodes 30% slower, but we do see as well Entomologist, very nice bees here, stuck, but also immediately gone because Bonbon does counter, you know, one bomb, one hit, bees are gone, immediately into 20% cooldown here. But overall for the Forward, he's gonna have to pull a lot of balls here in order for him to go towards the nearest containment area.
Yep, going to be using like quite a bit of football in order to ensure he can transition his way towards the graveyard. And Bonbon is hot on his heels, wanting to bomb this fort, as the fort is desperate on not taking damage, but nope, it's going to be taking up the first chip damage, and the fort is still hovering around the area, not being able to transition. Doom here wants to get the second chip on as soon as possible, because he did have Fling to end it.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like we're going to land the second chip just yet. Barely any stacks on Bonbon's hands right now. We could blink open here, but it doesn't seem like we're able to chain there. It's a little bit unfortunate, but for Doom right now. The bees once again, it's the birds and the bees. Okay, it's the bees coming in once again, but AHG putting such a great distance here. Still having a little bit of ball remaining. It seems like this containment may actually go towards 3 ciphers.
Well, we do see 2 cypher being dead. Oh, that is a miss!
Oi!
Yeah, I was sorry about that. So that was a missed dodge over there, and there goes the blink, and down is the forward. So actually, it's going to be a 2 cypher kite overall. Like, there is an issue on the survivor's end, is that the forward is the one person with tight turner, and he's going to be chaired. So what should the survivors do now?
The Psycho has to be the one that comes rescue. She can tank more than just 2 chips and do 1 normal rescue. But knowing on this side as well, we do kind of have the rescue forward because of the fact that Forward still has half a ball remaining. So rebound containment potential is still huge here. But with 2 survivors coming to rescue, it's a tad bit risky, but it is doable. We are going to be getting the body block there on Entomologist's side, and that's going to be a very nice rescue there on towards Forward.
Yep, the Entomologist taking that hit ensures the 4 is going to be getting out, and he does still have around 40% of football to work with. Doom here is just going to be like warping around, wanting to find an opportunity to bomb out the 4. As the 4 journey is just live and healthy, and is going to be using a football to ensure he enters the next pallet, and the 4 just wants to stay alive and drag up for his teammate as much as possible. Wait.
Oh, we got confused.
Yep, got confused right there for a split second, allowing Adi to enter the win, and goes for a remote ball and not being able to hit, so this 4 is dragging out a lot of time here, Kuroshiro.
Yeah, Forward here, really nice read kite made by him. He has no items here, only tight turner. It does seem like we're gonna... Last 2 cipher machines are nearly... That is a beautiful vault there, done by the Forward. We do see the Garden's getting rid of the chair here as well, so once again towards the corner, and first the Bonbon to chair Forward on towards the broken chair.
Yeah, the Gardener just dragging out time here, playing some naughty tricks, and the Gardener is looking near the vicinity, ready to demolish again. So goes for the remote bomb and is able to get rid of the bubble, but the Gardener is going to demolish the chair a second time, and if going to be successful in doing so, forcing Doom to drop and repair the chair, but the Gardener is dragging time because the ciphers are not here, Kuroshiro.
Yeah, we look by the Persona as well. Forward did have max struggle, but sadly seems like the chair is a little bit too close. We are trying to look for items here for Psycho side. Wanted to give something to Forward just so we can have a relatively nice endgame. But now the main issue is no one is actually currently near the exit gate, so we're gonna have to waste quite a bit of time in order for us to open the gates.
Well, there goes the rescue. The fort is gonna go down, and there we have it with or rather with borrowed time. Everyone is now up and alive. This forward would definitely want to drag out the time as much as possible, as Doom wants to get this dead on chair fort down as soon as possible here. The fort having no items is hovering around, but we can see that survivors definitely tried to give him an item but not be able to doing so, and fort just nowhere to go, just looping around these palaces and trying to play mind games.
Oh no. Claustrophobia is in effect here as well, John, because the exit sadly we didn't get a hit for the pallet there. We were able to get a chip here, but remote control bomb once again misses. Dungeon is currently towards the corner right now. Forward doesn't have any items, but it seems like everyone's going out. Forward's gonna run towards the dungeon right now. Dungeon is pretty close towards Forward, and Bonbon only teleport.
Yeah, he has no abilities here. There is one more bomb chance, but we're dodging it as well. So this is not a 3-man escape, but a 4-man escape. What a way to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen.
It's gonna be 5. It's gonna be 72 for this one, Bob. Just by looking at match statistics here, Ford with a 201-second containment.
Gosh.
That is a long containment. Even, well, I mean, early game, we have to thank the entomologist for that. But for now, we have to congratulate ST on winning against WMK.
Yeah, FT, like, they may have lost the game earlier today, but then they showed everyone that even though they lost, they're still forced to be reckoned with, showing it by winning over this match quite convincingly by a 2-0 and a pretty massive point defect. Especially the survivors, like in this game, the fort did gone down around 2 ciphers, but had an amazing rebound kite with amazing teamwork, and the jobs all played off, and it's very fitting that they won with a 4 escape.
Yeah, Doom unfortunately did get a little bit confused by the footprints as well left by Gardner, thinking that actually Forward went towards Church, but little did the Bomber know Forward was actually right behind them, pulling the ball closely towards Graveyard. With Graveyard's pallets not being destroyed yet and being able to down near Graveyard, which allows Gardner to buy more time for you, breaking the chairs and just apply just a tad bit more pressure, and of course with that, Bubble Rescue as well.
Yeah, Bubble Rescue and also breaking the chairs to drag out time. So, there we have it. Best detection is going to be Soyorin, which is, as we all know, Kuga, the MVP of the match, because that, for survivor elimination, he got early game. Definitely set up the pace with the 8-1 and set his team in a pretty good position for the win.
Yeah, but overall for now, we are very sad to say our goodbyes to WMK, but we hope to see them for our next season of IVA as well. For FT as well, they will be moving on towards the next rounds of the losers brackets, and of course for tomorrow we will be having our match 7, match 8, and then match 7, match 6, match 7, match 8, in which we'll have, we'll have Pet versus YK for match 6, and then FH versus G, and IC versus ST. Overall for today's game, we have seen very spectacular map controls done by all hunters and with all survivors as well. This 4-man escape just to close off the game.
Yeah, that's what a way to close off the game. And once again, unfortunately, WMK's journey ends here. But then again, they did play pretty well and showed everyone what they're capable of. And also, making the way towards the top 8 is definitely no small feat. But anyways, this is going to be the end of the matches today. But there is also more for tomorrow, as once again, me and Kuroshiro, the both of us, are going to be casting tomorrow once again. Is that true?
Yes, we'll be here tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah. except for us, there's also going to be Giselle, who is going to be joining us tomorrow. So yeah, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in today. Hopefully you all had a very nice time and like enjoyed these matches. Us casters definitely enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys did. And remember, tune in for tomorrow and to see more IVA action. I'm Invisible Joe, this is Kuroshiro, and we'll see you all tomorrow. See ya!
See you guys tomorrow.